So in this video, we are going to learn how to create Zendesk tickets for new Airtable record. Now suppose guys you and your team members are using Airtable as a database application, and there guys you are adding the details of a new tickets or new issues which you get from your customers from various sources. And you want to add all of those details from Airtable into Zendesk as a new ticket. But guys, the manual process of getting the new ticket details from Airtable and manually creating a new ticket in Zendesk is very much repetitive and time consuming. So in this video, we will see how you can completely automate this process. So this automation will be like whenever a new record with ticket details will be added in Airtable, automatically with the same details, a new ticket will be created in Zendesk. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is my Airtable database. And in this database, from various sources, we are adding the details of the new ticket which we want to create in our Zendesk account. And to do so guys, to create Zendesk tickets from our Airtable database, the Airtable data which we are entering, we have to connect Airtable with Zendesk. And to do this, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an automation and integration platform. So here you can see that we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard, and to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Airtable to Zendesk. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is first, we are going to connect our Airtable account, our Airtable database with Pabbly Connect, in such a way that whenever a new row of data, a new record of new ticket details are added in Airtable, automatically that data is also received inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send those new ticket details which we have received from Airtable to Zendesk so that we can create a new ticket over here with the same details. So let's see how it is done. We will come to a Pabbly Connect workflow, and here in trigger window, in choose app, search for Airtable. Just select it. After selecting Airtable in trigger event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as new record. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, in this trigger window, we have to connect our Airtable account, and to make this connection, we have to enter the API token of our Airtable account. So here you must be thinking how you can get this API token of your Airtable account. So to get it, you just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just go to your Airtable account, and on the right top corner, here you can see this profile option. Just click on it, and from the drop down, go to Developer Hub. After coming to this Developers Hub page, click on this Create New Token button and then give this token a name. For example, I would like to name it as Pabbly Zendesk. This is the name of the token I want to give. You can basically give any name according to your choice. After naming it, here we have the next option of scope. Just click on Add a Scope button, and here from the drop down, we have to select all the scopes for which we want to create this API token. So from the drop down, one by one, you have to select all the scopes over here. The list of all the scopes which we have to select is given over here in this Pabbly Connect's connection window help text. So from the drop down, we are going to add them. Just keep selecting it. And after selecting the scopes, the next thing it asks us is add a base. That the access of which base, which database in our Airtable account we want to give to this token. So click on this add a base button and then select the all workspace over here. That to the access of all the workspace we want to give to this API token. And then just click on create token. Now when we click on create token, here you can see that our API token in our Airtable account is now created. Just copy this token from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting this, just click on save. Now when we click on save, we will see that our Airtable account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the base. That in our Airtable account, from which base we want to get the new details, new record. So in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the bases which we have created in Airtable. And out of all of these bases, we are going to select this base named as project data. Let me show you. So this is the base which I have created in my Airtable account, and in this particular base I have created this table named as Zendesk tickets. So project data is the base. So from this drop down we are going to search for the same base, project data, and select it. After selecting the base, the next thing it asks us is the table. So in this base, as you can see, I have created multiple tables over here. And out of all of these tables, the table named as Zendesk tickets, from this particular table, we want to get the new record, the new ticket details. So from this drop down, we are going to select that same table named as Zendesk tickets. Now here guys, what we have to do, in the next field, it asks us trigger field. So in our Airtable database, after creating all the required columns of data, at last we have to create a field. The name of that field will be created and the field type will be created time. This is because guys, whenever in a new row in Airtable, we add some data, that field will automatically gets populated and enters the date and time, that at what date and time this data was added. And at that moment, this automation is actually triggered. So adding that field is very simple. Just click on this add a field button, name it as created. And then from this drop down, select the field name as created time. Just select it and click on create field. So here you will see that that new field will be created. It will be populated over here. And yes, it is done. It is having the date and time, that at what date and time this data was added in our Airtable database. And this field, this created field, is going to be our trigger field. Just refresh this trigger field button once, and here we will see that the same will be selected over here automatically. And here it is. Now after selecting all of these details guys, what we have to do, we just have to click on this save and send test request button. And when we click on save and send test request, the details of the most recent record, the most recent row of data which we have added in this table in Airtable, this same details is now received inside Pabbly Connect in the response. So in this response, you can see the details of the same record. We have the same field type which we have entered problem. We have selected problem as the field type and we have the same over here. You can see the same ticket title which we have entered, that is app integration. Then after that, here you can see the same requester name which we have added over here, test user. Same requester email address, same priority, and the same description of the ticket as well, which we have added in Airtable. Now this means guys, the details of a new ticket which we were adding in Airtable is now received inside Pabbly Connect. This means the first step of setting up this automation is successfully completed. Now let's move to the next step. And in next step, we have to send all of these details to Zendesk so that using these details, we can create a new ticket in Zendesk. For that, just scroll down, come to this action window, and here in choose app, search for Zendesk. Just select it. And then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as create ticket. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here in this action step inside Pabbly Connect workflow, we have to connect our Zendesk account. And to make this connection, it is basically asking us the username, the password of your Zendesk account, and also the subdomain. So I must know that you may be having the username and password of your Zendesk account. And to get the subdomain, you just have to go to your Zendesk account, just log into your Zendesk account. And here in the URL section, after https:// and before .zendesk, this is the subdomain of your Zendesk account. You just have to copy this subdomain from here and paste it over here along with the username and password of your Zendesk account. And then just click on save to make the connection. Right now in this video, I'm just going to select the existing connection which I have made earlier and click on save. But the process of connection is absolutely the same. After connecting our Zendesk account, here the first thing it asks us is the subject. That what is the subject? What is the title of the new ticket which we want to create? So here in Airtable, we have basically entered the title of the ticket which we want to create in Zendesk. And the same response is received inside Pabbly Connect as well. Here you can see the ticket title over here. So what we have to do guys, we have to basically map the same response of ticket title over here in the subject field. Just click on this field and in the drop down below, here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Airtable. And out of all of these responses, select the response of ticket title, and in this way you can map the data from trigger step to action step. Basically any step from the previous step to over here in this step. So in this way, we have used the process of mapping to add the data to map the data over here. After mapping the subject, it is asking us assignee. So from the drop down, right now I have just one assignee demo user, and using the same assignee, I want to create a task, assign a task. So I'm selecting the same assignee and the same collaborator as well. Then it is asking us collaborator email. So you can manually enter the collaborator email as well. But instead of this, if you want, you can basically ignore this field for now. So here in collaborator email, you can also add the email address of a non-Zendesk user here as the collaborator. Like if you have a non-Zendesk user as the requester, you can add the email address over here. Then it is asking us in the group that in what group we want to create this ticket. Right now in my Zendesk account, I have created only one group named as support. That is why I'm going to create this ticket in that group named as support. Then it is asking us requester name. That what is the name of the requester? So here we have to basically enter the name and the email address in the next field. So we have received the requester name and email address over here. So one by one, let's map those details. Just click here. From the drop down from Airtable responses, select the response of requester name, and then here in requester email from the drop down, select the response of requester email. After mapping the name and the email address, the next thing it asks us is the first comment or the description of the ticket which we want to create. So here from Airtable responses, we have also received the description of the ticket which we want to create from Airtable. So out of all of these details, guys, just click here and from the drop down, map the response of description. Then it is asking us public, that is this ticket is public or not. So yes, this ticket is public, so I'm selecting it. If you want, you can also add some tags over here. You can add multiple tags by adding some comma separated values. Right now, I just don't want to add any tags, so I'm just ignoring this field for now. Then it is asking us status, that using this automation, we are just creating new tickets. But if you want to change the status of these tickets as well, you can select any status from the drop down while setting up the automation. And also you can enter the status over here in Airtable database. If the status of every ticket is dynamic, it changes. And you can just turn on this mapping button on and map the response for the status over here in this field. So I just don't want to change the status of the new tickets I'm creating using this automation. So I'm just selecting new over here. Then it is asking us type. So the type of the ticket will be keep on changing. Right here you can see that in my Airtable database, I have created a separate field for type. And here in the drop down, I have given an option to all the 4 types of ticket that we create in Zendesk. So here this ticket is type as problem. So here guys, what we have to do, we have received the same response of ticket type over here inside Pabbly Connect as well. So we have to map the same response of ticket type over here in this field. And as I told you, you just have to turn this mapping button on, clear the default response, and from the drop down from Airtable responses, select the response of type which we have received from Airtable and map it over here. After mapping it, it is asking us due at. So if you want, you can also add the due date of the task or the ticket. So I'm not adding any kind of due date. The priority, we have also entered the priority over here. So we are going to map it, turn this mapping button on, clear the default response, and from the drop down, select the response of priority and map it. So whatever priority, whatever ticket type we are going to select in the drop down in Airtable, with the same priority and same ticket type, a new ticket will be created in Airtable using this automation. Then it is asking us submitter, sharing agreement, and brand. So all of these fields are not mandatory, not required right now. So what we can do, we can just ignore these fields for now and click on save and send test request. Now when we click on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here of a new ticket, basically the details of the new ticket which we have added in Airtable, using these details, a new ticket is automatically created in Zendesk. So let's check our Zendesk account. We'll go to Zendesk, refresh this tickets page once. And yes guys, here you can see that app integration, the same ticket whose details we have added in our Airtable database is now added as a new ticket in our Zendesk account. Here you can see the same requester name test user whose details we have added over here while creating the ticket. Then you can see the same assignee, same follower. Then after that here you can see the same priority and same type of the ticket. We have added the priority as normal and the type was problem. You can see the same title and the description of the ticket. We want to know how we can integrate our app inside Pabbly Connect. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever a new record will be added with the ticket details in Airtable, automatically using those records, a new ticket will be created in Zendesk. So here guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. So we will just go to our Airtable database and we'll start entering the details of a new ticket. For example, the title of the ticket is real-time test. This is the title. This is the description. Requester name is, for example, desk user. This is the name of the requester. And then let's add an email address as well. The type will be from the drop down. This time, let's select the type as a task, and the priority will be, for example, urgent. Okay, so just now in our Airtable database, we have added the details of a new ticket. And we will see within 10 minutes, a new ticket will be created in our Zendesk account. So what we have to do, we just have to wait for some time, 10 minutes approximately over here. And it usually takes 10 minutes because the connection between Pabbly Connect and Airtable's trigger is a polling based connection. And in this type of connection, it usually takes Pabbly Connect to 10 minutes to check the data. Like every 10 minutes, Pabbly Connect will go to Airtable, it will check for new records, new data, and then bring that data over here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, and this automation will be triggered. So let's wait for a few minutes over here. Okay, so we have successfully waited for 10 minutes. Now let's go to Zendesk and refresh our tickets page once. And yes guys, here you can see that just now a new ticket is created in our Zendesk account. This is the same requester name desk user whose name we have entered in our Airtable database. Then you can see the same type, that is task, and same priority, that is urgent, of a new ticket which we have entered in Airtable. Then you can see the same follower assignee, same ticket title, and the same description. We want to test this automation in real time. This means we have tested this automation in real time and it is working absolutely fine. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down to your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.